Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future anime and cartoon-related videos. So today we are talking about The God of High School, Season 1, Episode 3. And while there wasn't a whole lot going on today, there was a decent amount going on in this episode as opposed to last week's episode. So Mori, we learn, is, I guess, some sort of member of some type of prestigious family based on his grandfather for whatever reason, and his go-to motto is going to be do whatever you want, I guess, which can get him into a lot of trouble, but at the same time, he has a good moral standing, so we can definitely see what'll happen there. But basically, the kind of head of this tournament, the Mujin guy, he gives him a fruit, a forbidden fruit, and he eats it, and now he's a lot stronger. Gee, what does that sound like? One Piece fans, what does that sound like? But it's fine. You know, they're using aspects from a bunch of different types of anime. I'm perfectly fine with it. I am enjoying the fighting so far, and let me tell you, there is a lot of it. If you enjoy your fighting brawler anime, go ahead and watch it. You're going to want to watch the rest of the seasons because this bad boy is just going to keep bringing it on. I don't think there's been a single episode yet where there hasn't been some sort of fight. And I can almost guarantee you every single episode of this entire series is going to be fighting. There's going to be some sort of fight going on. It's going to be a battle royale, a brawl, and that's what's going to happen. So basically what Mori's punishment is that he has to fight one of the commissioners. He initially wants to fight the blonde guy because apparently the blonde guy knocked him out in like one punch before, but now he's fighting this green hair with glasses guy. He's like, hey, you're going to want to take off your glasses, you know, kind of underestimating his abilities, I guess is the best way to describe it. But because he ate this fruit, he became a lot more powerful. Through a blood, we thought he was going to die, but in reality, he's perfectly fine and probably got a lot stronger than we knew. And he knocked the commissioner on his butt. He wasn't expecting it in like quarter of a second, like he was just down. Then it really pissed the commissioner off. This crazy giant clown looking scythe thing came out of nowhere. Basically similar to the inmate dude from the previous episode where you see all the dark craziness magic pouring over him. Basically same thing with the commissioner. This crazy magic ability comes out of nowhere, and this crazy anime clown scythe thing pops out of nowhere. Kind of reminded me of Carnival, if you're not familiar, or the I think it was the Majestic Clown, I think is a Yu-Gi-Oh card I remember. Vaguely similar to that as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know the name of that Yu-Gi-Oh card. I'm just talking like old school, like first series Yu-Gi-Oh. There's something called like the Majestic Clown or the Creepy Clown. That's exactly what this thing looks like. I think that's where they're pulling it from. But basically, he gets stopped by the head of everything, head of the tournament himself, the Mujin guy. And he is basically getting reduced pay for 3 months. He lost his temper, his anger, not good. He was actually going to the point where he might have actually killed Mori if he was not stopped. He was very, very angry, but Mori is now back in the tournament, and he was passed out and, as in a Goku fashion, is asking for more food, which I thought was kind of hilarious. He's also acting like a literal baby. They did like the whole chibi cute thing. He was like, I want to fight the blonde guy, I want to fight the blonde guy. I thought that was pretty hilarious and cutesy as well, that they did that. Because he likes to get his way, and he likes to fight people. So now moving on to the other two, I guess you would call them main characters, or branch off the main characters. I don't know what you want to call them. Let's start with Mira. That's kind of where the episode starts, is with Mira fighting the basically the woman wrestling champion of America, the United States, and she's the wrestling champion. Basically, we already know she's going to lose because guess what she wants? She wants, they kind of did reverse the role, which I thought was interesting. She wanted an all-male harem. So basically, a bunch of different dudes that she could do whatever she wanted to, whenever she wanted to, and that was her wish. And she seemed like she was more than enough of a match for Mira, but we definitely saw Mira had a lot more strength hidden under her belt than we realized. Basically, she didn't even have the sword, and she was literally slicing this chick up into like a million pieces, not literally, but, you know, a huge slash across her chest with the blood spurting out, and bada bing, bada boom, we learn that she's a lot more powerful than she's hiding. This moon dance style that she has works even without an actual sword, and she got knocked on her butt pretty good. And Mira continues. The next, we got some background characters on Dowie. I believe he has some sort of brother or some sort of friend. I think it's more of a brother. Where basically him and his, I'm assuming, sister or other friend, we're going to say they're all relatives. They look fairly similar. We're going to call them relatives. So his brother and his sister are working multiple jobs, trying to get enough money to pay for a surgery because he has some sort of form of cancer, and he just seems like a good dude. You know, he's fighting against this baseball bat guy. It looks like he's going to lose, but he can't afford to lose. Comes back, and it's kind of like Vegeta. The more you knock him down, the stronger he gets, and the more he's going to get back up again and kick your butt. But in this case, he actually comes back and wins. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Yeah, I know. I saw a couple of videos about the new chapter of Dragon Ball Super, and a lot of people are pissed. So we'll leave it as that. Maybe that's another video if I feel like talking about that later on. But I'm not currently reading the manga, so I don't feel like I should have to. I don't feel like I should. No, I shouldn't say should have to. I don't feel like I should talk about it because I don't want to spoil anything because I'm not really reading the manga and I don't know the full story behind it because I didn't read the manga, obviously, which makes sense. But moving on to Dowie again. He is basically fighting against this baseball bat dude in a jumpsuit who is very intelligent, very strong, and we think he's out for the count. But surprise, surprise, comes back again and basically does all of these crazy art style forms that the smart dude that studied, I think it was karate, did not know about, and he ended up losing. You know, his theory was lost. It was kind of a win-win for him because he was like, I want to see if this theory is true or not, that through my strength and through my intelligence, I can beat anybody because I know how all these different fighting styles work. And he's definitely not a, he's not a weakling by any means of the word with that crazy baseball bat. Kind of mean, fist versus baseball bat. But basically, he beats him up. We win. Also, there's these people like Dowie. I don't understand. Like, he's got a very calm temper, unlike Vegeta. So basically, these guys saying, "Oh, your brother should die," whatever. Like, that's freaking terrible. That is terrible. You don't tell somebody who has a brother or friend with cancer that person deserves to die. Those people are... I'm sitting at the screen, I was just like, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out so hard. You need to punch them in the face and send them flying. But no. He was on his job. He didn't want to lose his job, obviously, because he needed the money to help pay for his friend's cancer treatment, which is something very noble, because initially we thought he was just kind of one of the money-grubbing people. He was like, yeah, I'm just going to win. I want the money. That's that. That's all that's going to go on. But the reality of it is the reason he wants the money is basically to help cure his brother or friend, whoever it is, relative. We don't exactly know the connection. We just know that they're good friends. And honestly, the guy that has cancer seems like he's pretty powerful too. Yes, he's weak from the cancer right now, but I'm guessing it wouldn't surprise me if that person showed Dowie how to actually fight and beat people down. So it's going to be interesting because we got these three very, very powerful characters. Yes, they are all friends, but at the end of the day, they're going to have to fight each other somewhere down the road because they're all in the same tournament. One of them has to win. Now, 9 out of 10, Mori is probably going to win. I don't know if Dowie or Mira are going to get defeated by somebody else, or just, they're all going to end up fighting Mori and losing. That's my guess, is that Mori is going to end up winning this whole tournament. He ate the forbidden fruit, got so much more power, and he has more fruit. He had that huge bag of fruit. I don't know if it was one particular fruit that was super powerful that gave him the powers, or was multiple ones giving him different abilities. I'm not really sure how the heck they did that, but basically one of the other commissioners was saying to Mujin, "Oh, you're really going to break that out? That the world's not ready for that, or something, or these people are not ready for that." And we were definitely led to believe that Mori was dead. I mean, he was coughing up blood. He was basically in a pool of his own blood vomit, it sounds disgusting because it was gross and scary, and I was like, "Oh, Mori is dead." But then, he's got that main character, I call it shonenitis, or whatever you want to call it, where basically the main character is never going to die. But who knows? It is a webtoon. It is not a Shonen Jump manga, so, who knows what aspects, but I definitely see a lot of aspects from shonen type anime and from other anime as well. You know, Yu Yu Hakusho, obviously Tournament of Power. You got Yu-Gi-Oh in there now, Dragon Ball Z. You got One Piece, aspects to all four of these anime, and it's coming together very well. I am enjoying the fighting so far. I'm enjoying the story, but it definitely seems, it's not really a complaint, more of an observation, but it definitely seems like it's definitely more about the fighting than the story. Whereas the other webtoon we got, Tower of God, was way more about the story than the actual fighting. So it's a very, very hard contrast between the two, and I think they might have did that purposely with releasing the webtoons in order to give you both ends of the spectrum, so that way you can see what is to be expected of future webtoons, which I'm sure, based on Tower of God and based on the God of High School, we are going to get plenty of more. This is my first actual, I call it a high school show that I have watched anime-wise. I haven't really watched anything else besides, I guess you could kind of count Rose or Vampire. I did watch that at one point, not that I remember most of it. But yeah, so definitely going to be looking forward to seeing the rest of this. I'm assuming we're getting 13 episodes yet again. I cannot find a confirmation, if we're getting 13 episodes or if they're going longer. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But thank you for watching. My name is Steve Gray, and as always, have a good one.